What's going on YouTube? So for 2025, Kia is extensively refreshing their popular MPV, otherwise known as minivan, the Carnival. Now, of course, that's going to entail a lot of design changes and technology improvements outside and inside. But really the big thing is the fact that they're now adding a hybrid model, and that is what we are standing next to today. And not only just the hybrid model, but also the fully loaded SX Prestige. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right in and take a detailed first look. All right, so let's get started here with our exterior design. So as I was saying, we do get a big upgrade in this regard, and you're gonna notice just the integration of a lot of Kia's newest and latest design elements. So we've got a revised tiger nose grille. On the SX Prestige, the fully loaded example, this is going to have a really nice looking kind of matte black finish. You also have some of these kind of smoked chrome accents that are sprinkled throughout, giving it a luxurious appearance. Also, the Kia badge, I notice up here on the hood, is blacked out, and we also have blacked out elements on the lower fascia as well. But the most distinct element is, of course, the lighting. So as you can see, we've got an enormous change here with our daytime running light and turn signal indicator. This is Kia's latest star map lighting design, and as you can see, it extends all the way through the grille, back through here, and then down along the side of the headlight. Really a bold and distinct look, especially finished in the amber color. As far as the headlights themselves, as you can see, we've got the very premium stacked crystal design. So on this top trim level, this is going to give you projector LEDs. The lower trim levels come with reflector LEDs, but regardless, you're still going to have a stacked design. We also have LED fog lamps located down here in the lower fascia. Now moving on to our wheels, you've got several different designs you can choose from. We've got the 19-inch alloy wheels on this SX Prestige, and we have an exclusive finish on this trim level. This is the gloss black finish, which I think really pops with the overall exterior design. Now as we rise above, we do have our mirrors here, which have a turn signal indicator built into them. You are, of course, going to have standard heating and standard blind spot monitoring, as we expect. You also have power folding, so long as you choose at least the EX trim level. Now, taking a look at the side, overall length is coming in at 203 inches. That is unchanged versus the 2024 model year. You also have a lot of the same design elements, including this interesting pillar design. Now, as we kind of move around to the rear, though, that's where you are going to see quite a bit of substantial changes. So just like in the front, where they kind of squared off the design by giving it the updated headlights, they've done the same in the back with the taillights as well. And since we have the SX Prestige, that means we have the most premium arrangement. So once again, we've got this really nice looking stacked full LED taillight design. The lights are actually even going to extend all the way across the back as well, just giving it a very futuristic design. As far as other things to point out, you do have your spoiler up top. You got your blacked out Carnival badging. And if we take our attention over here, HEV, that's because this is the hybrid model, as I was mentioning earlier. And that's really something I want to take a second to talk about right now, is the fact that Kia really doesn't change much in terms of the design at all when you choose the hybrid model versus the gas model. So you don't have any types of weird design elements or anything like that. And as far as the trim structure goes, you really only lose just the base trim level. You can actually add the hybrid to every other trim level besides the LX. And the last thing to mention here on the exterior part is the fact that you have all your active safety features as standard equipment. But let's not waste any more time with the outside. We know the inside is where the real story is. But first,
if you're new here, we're brothers, and we've been reviewing cars since we were 12
and 16. We may be young, but we love cars.
And we'd love for you to subscribe to be a part of our Car Confections family. Let's learn a lot, have some fun with all the latest cars.
All right, now let's go ahead and check out the interior. Of course, you are going to have a smart entry system. I am noticing up here on the SX Prestige, it looks like we actually have a sensor behind the door handle versus the lower trim levels, which don't have that. And taking a look inside the interior. So wow, you're definitely going to notice a lot of luxury that really distinguishes the SX Prestige from the other models, and you also have some hybrid exclusive touches as well. Let's talk a little bit about the seats though. As you can see, we have a beautiful design. So this is going to be a navy blue with kind of a beige centerpiece. This goes all throughout the cabin in terms of your theming. Even the dashboard is finished in a navy blue. The leather quality here is going to be very premium, feels super nice. We also have 12-way power adjusting seats with 4-way lumbar support, and we have memory seats located right there on the door trim. But let's go ahead and climb fully inside. Now, for this interior, one thing I do want to say is that we had some time with the gas-powered, the ICE Carnival in the EX trim level. We really went extensively into a lot of the interior details in that video and the 2025 refreshed elements. So if you want to get into the nitty-gritty, I would suggest certainly linking over to that video because that's going to have all the details that you want to see. Now, as for this video, I want to really focus specifically on some of the hybrid and SX Prestige differences. So first of all, let's talk about materials. So SX Prestige gives you a beautiful leather covering over here on our armrest. You have the stitching design. It's going to be a gloss black finish through there. And you saw earlier, I'll go ahead and get that reactivated there. We do have ambient lighting throughout the cabin, but we have this unique design that's actually inset into the plastic where you don't see it when it's off. That's super neat. As we go to the upper dash, again, we have a leatherette covering in that navy color. Beautiful ambient lighting that runs all across that portion. Piano black through there, and we do have some piano black down through the center section as well. It's not padded, surprisingly, along the side of the console, though. Now, taking a look at this console area, I do want to point out that we've got a difference. Just like with some other Kia products, if you choose the hybrid, you're going to go without the traditional shifter and change this to a rotary style shifter with a cool kind of crystal-like finish. Now, of course, you do have the standard 12.3-inch displays. It's going to be a dual arrangement with the curved look to it. You're going to have all the premium features, including a head-up display on this model and the blind spot cameras, since you're choosing the loaded example. We have heated and ventilated seats, heated steering wheel as well, with 2 different stages located right there. And then through the center section, you're going to find a 3-zone climate control panel as standard equipment. Obviously, we're in a studio here, so I can't fire it up and show you what this looks like, but you've seen it on other Kia products where you actually can control when it's displaying climate and when it's displaying audio information, because the same button here can adjust both of them. The top trim here is going to come with a Bose sound system. So you can take a look at that. We have new speaker grills for 2025 as well to just kind of make them stand out more design-wise. Another unique touch is the fact you get the smart camera rear view mirror on the SX Prestige. So if you just flip that switch, it's going to cut out all the rear obstructions from passengers as well as cargo from your view. And then last but certainly not least, here's what our dual panel sunroof looks like. So as you can see, you've got a traditional panel in the front, and then back there with the second and third row, you've got your own sunroof, which is also power opening with a power sunshade. So that's right, you've got 2 different sunroofs and both of them open. Now, as we move to the rear seats, this is where things get really bougie on this SX Prestige. So we've got the lounge seating on this model. You can, by the way, also get a bench if you want something that's simple. Kia pointed out that you can still get your 8-passenger seating and keep all the luxury of the SX Prestige. That's something that a lot of the rivals don't do. But I'd suggest if you don't need the extra seat, go for this, because this is a super cool lounge seating arrangement. You've got these 2 big recliners back here, in essence, that are super, super comfortable. And they have some cool features. So if you kind of come into this area, you can see we've got a lot of controls. So you've got a full power adjustment here where you can kind of adjust the back and some other features of it. Also, if I push this button, I can extend out a recliner. So super neat stuff. If I slid the seat all the way back, I could maybe even stretch out fully at 5'8" with my driving position as well. We've got some buttons here where you can fold the seat down additionally. Now, in terms of what's in front of me, you'll notice we've got some really giant displays on board. That's your rear entertainment system, and additional functions that we have, or features I should say. We've got a household power outlet, a 12-volt outlet, more storage. You've got USB connections, cup holders. These seats, guys, are heated and ventilated in the back. That's super nice. And we have rear sunshade. So this is a really upscale and premium rear seat. Now I went ahead and climbed into the third row. I'll just quickly show this off because it is also incredibly comfortable. This seat is slid all the way back in its tracks, and I still have additional knee space. I know this is a little hard to see, but this is terrific knee space. Also, this seat, look at this. The thigh support is fantastic. This is definitely a seat that you could put an adult in the back and they're not even going to complain about it at all, especially since you've got vents above your head, USBs to charge up, and you can even shade yourself from the sun. And by the way, I failed to mention on the exterior that the hybrid can tow 2,500 pounds and the ICE model, the V6, can tow 3,500 pounds. So keep that in mind if you're choosing between the two models. Now I'll go ahead and open up the tailgate here so we can take a look at the cargo capacity. This is something that I do want to point out because Kia says this does not change when you choose the hybrid model. It's not compromising anything in terms of your cargo capacity, which maxes out at 145 cubic feet. Now, do keep in mind, I believe that figure is cited for all the other trims besides for this one with the lounge seating, because those lounge seats are not removable. If you get any of the other trims, you can actually remove the second row, and that's what will get you that maximum 145 cubic feet. If I can get a dimension with that, I'll go ahead and include that as well. But as far as how you operate the third row, just like a lot of minivans, it's very simple. You can just grab this handle and kind of fluidically dump these right into this big pit, or you can leave it intact, and as you can see, you could fill up this pit with quite a lot of stuff back here. This is really a very versatile vehicle, and you're going to have a lot of advantages even over something like a Telluride. Now let's go ahead and talk about what is under the hood for this hybrid model. So this is going to be using a 1.6 liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine, plus the electric componentry. Total system power will be 241 horsepower. Now, this is going to be paired to a 6-speed automatic transmission, and just like with the V6 model, it's going to be front-wheel drive only. They're not going to be offering a all-wheel drive variant of the 2025 Carnival. Now, of course, fuel economy, though, that is the big story, and it has not been officially EPA rated yet, but Kia is targeting and expecting a rating of 32 miles per gallon combined. If that does come to fruition, then that would be 11 miles per gallon better than the V6 offering. Let's go ahead and talk about pricing and availability. So the Carnival in the gas configuration is going to start at $36,500, but of course this is about the hybrid. So what does that start at? It's going to start at $40,500 for the LXS hybrid. So Kia makes this very simple. If you add the hybrid powertrain to any trim level, it's going to cost you $2,000 additional dollars. So super simple. That means our SX Prestige here today is going to be $52,600. Now, as far as availability, I do want to point out that the V6 models are on sale at your Kia dealers right now. These hybrid models will be coming later on in the year. Now, if you want to get the best price on a Kia Carnival or any new vehicle, make sure you head to carconfections.com/newcarquotes. On there, you're going to find a tool which will match you to local dealerships to get you the best price, and it'll also provide you access to invoice pricing information, which is a great tool for dealership negotiation. If any of that interests you, make sure to click the link below in the description or the pinned comment at the top. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed this detailed first look at the 2025 Kia Carnival Hybrid in its SX Prestige form. If you did, we would really appreciate if you would show that to us by clicking subscribe down below. When you subscribe, that tells automakers such as Kia that you find our content worthwhile and informative, and that's why they invite us up to events such as this studio shoot today in Detroit, Michigan. If you're already a part of our Car Confections family, we thank you so much for your continued support because you make this all possible. And we'll catch you next time as we sample more of the latest automotive delicacies.